Got the old crusty lens syndrome going on here. See this? Hey, there you go. Probably should have left it crusty because now you get to see all of the ugly in all of its glory. Man, what's going on? Welcome back to Thursday Night Top 5 Baits Live. Brought to you, brought to you by a lot of people. I have a lot of people that help me do what I do. Nautical Miles, one of them, 6 Cent, Smash Tech, all them guys. They all know who they are. You all know who they are. What is going on? Todd's in the house. Jordan Spalding, JD Adney. Ronnie Green is in the house. Man, it is great to be here on Thursday night with you. Marcus Fowler. 6 Mile Outdoors. Seabach, Les and Chase Garth. Jared K, the PB Dad. Colton Dock. Brian Proctor. KCT Fishing. A lot of the usual suspects. And believe me, if you're hanging around with me, you are definitely suspect, if you know what I'm saying. Man, it is great time. I love this time of year. I love winter fishing. I really do. You've got the power plant lake option if you want to fish like it's spring. We went out and looked at some fish on beds this morning. That was pretty cool. Tomorrow I'm headed to Lake Fork. I'm going to put that old jig in my hands for all she's worth. Like, boy, I'm just telling you, it is a great time of year. I love fishing in the winter. And if you love fishing in the winter and you want to get out and do something with me, be sure to give us a shout at yourlakeforkguide.com. We would love to take care of you. We can always fit people in last minute, kind of in December, January. We can find a trip for you somewhere in the near future in the month of January if you need one. Oh, John Boland's in the house. Sam Taylor, boy, I want to say hi to all you guys, but there's a bunch. So we're going to get talking about baits. I think you guys all come here for the baits and Q&As and all that, but let's talk about top 5 baits. We've got some ones that have been around. We've got a little bit of variance on one that's been around. We've even got some new ones. We got a new one for you tonight. So here we go on top 5 baits. Let's get into that. Of course, y'all know. Hold up. I'm just having a train wreck over here. Sorry. I've got rods going every which direction. It's a mess. We don't ever script anything out or stage anything or plan it around here. If you ever watch me live, it's pretty evident. So y'all all know I like a chatterbait a lot, and I'm just going to tell you, I used to swear by the white one, but I'm beginning to think that I don't need anything other than this right here. Beehive Delight 3/8 ounce chatterbait. This is my new favorite trailer. It matches it perfectly. How it took me this long to discover it. This is the Smash Tail Junior. The color is called Dirty Smash. Yeah, Dirty Smash. Anyway, man, if I could fish one bait all year, it'd probably be this one right here. Like, I have built so much confidence. I wish y'all could see this one in person. I mean, literally, it's been bit so many times, like the blade's all wonky and bent up. There's teeth marks all over the head. Half the paint's missing. Even the eyeballs on the jackhammer have teeth marks on them. Anyway, I'll quit ranting and raving about my new favorite bait. So, there you go, 3/8 ounce jackhammer. There is still a little bit of grass on Lake Fork, and if you're fishing one of the hot water lakes, most of them have grass. And as you guys have seen the last couple weeks on channel when we filmed on hot water lakes, we've been fishing that chatterbait religiously. What rod am I throwing this chatterbait on? This is the 6 Cents Divine Series, 7.5 medium heavy moderate fast tip. It is just the right blend for me for fishing grass. Just the right blend of having enough backbone to give it a little pop and have it come free out of the grass and try to prevent me from ripping it out of the fish's mouth. I do reel into the hook set. I don't jerk on them on the hook set on that. Good question. Timely question right there. Glad I got to see it in time. All right, let's move on. Another bait. A little bit different looking craw color, and I'm the worst with color names, but this is another great craw color in the Quake 70 series from 6 Cents Fishing, my favorite lipless crankbait. 100% throwing this religiously right now. This is getting some bites on Lake Fork, the lipless crankbait. You can catch fish on this just about anywhere. You can catch them on the power plant lakes because it's fishing like March. You can catch them on the cold water lakes because it's fishing like December. And these craw colored crankbaits down here in the southern part of the country absolutely are one of the best things you can throw anywhere from Thanksgiving to the end of March. So definitely recommend throwing those this week. You know, the jig is here. I'm going to go throw the jig all day tomorrow. And the jig's here, and there's a lot of different jigs. And we always talk about black and blue this time of year, but I'm going to show you guys another color I really like. This right here is called Grass Mutant. It's a green and brown with a little bit of blue sheen. I've paired that up with the stroker crawl for my trailer, and nice and short and compact. As you guys can tell, that's a pretty small profile bait. That's how I like to fish my jigs in the wintertime. Dragging that in the creek channel bins and the root systems. Cannot go wrong. Here's the deal with that. Just go and don't expect to be just getting a bunch of bites doing that. But know that when you do get a bite, it will count. It will count. Alabama rig, still hanging in there with the Alabama rig. That bite is not nearly as consistent or good as it was, say, back around Thanksgiving, but it does still exist. Smash tail juniors, I'm throwing it in more places now. I'm starting to search with it more. I'm using it as more of a search bait, trying to locate more fish. You know, we had warm weather a little while back. Earlier in December, it warmed up on us a little bit. Now it's gotten really cold at night, still having warm days. A lot of change in water temps. When that happens, fish will tend to suspend and spread out. And when they do that, the best way to go hunt them down is an Alabama rig. We're throwing this on secondary points. We're throwing this on road beds. We're throwing it on bridge spots. We're throwing it a lot of different places. It is a water covering machine. And it's the best one you can use, in my opinion, for kind of mid to deeper depth covering water this time of year. All right, number 5, the new arrival. The new arrival. So if you go out on some of these lakes and you find these creek channel bins, you can fish the deeper creek channel bins with a jig. You can fish you can fish all of them with a jig. But when you start getting up into those mid to shallower type creek channel bins, there are some fish in those. And this bait right here, this is the 6 Cents Mini Mag Square Bill, 3.8 Mini Mag. Great little square bill, and this color is a bluegill color. As you can see, it's a really amazing looking paint job they did. But I'm gonna tell you, the main reason I'm throwing this right now, just like the traps, if you look at the bottom, that looks an awful lot like the lipless crankbaits we throw. And one thing about a crankbait, I'm just telling you, one thing about a crankbait, I absolutely love crankbaits that have 2 tones, and you can kind of see how that has the orange belly and the bluish colored top, or purplish color, green color. It's got a little bit of everything. It's just a beautiful paint job, I'm telling you. But I love 2-tone crankbaits because as that crankbait wobbles through the water, that fish will see this right here. I can't, see how it flashes when that crankbait rolls? That pulsate and flash, and it really gets the fish's attention. And so I'm really a big fan of 2-tone crankbaits. I love orange this time of year, or gold and orange colors this time of year. And I love this square bill right now. It's a bigger size square bill. This is even bigger than what you're used to, say like the Crush 100 or a 2.5 type. It's a little bit bigger than that. Really, really like to throw that big square bill this time of year. It's a great, great, great bait. That's our top 5 baits for this week. Jared K says, the dude in the corner trips me out. That's my man. If y'all don't notice, you know this is the best fishing live stream out there because the most interesting man in the universe hangs out with us each and every week when we do it. We're doing big things right here. What can I say? I mean, when you got that guy, you big time. Merry Christmas from Natchez, Mississippi. Well, Merry Christmas back to you from East Texas, my brother. Move him. That's his spot, man. That's where he hangs out. He doesn't want to move. What weight on the jig? 1/2 ounce primarily. I'm going to tell you right now, nothing has been real consistent on Lake Fork. So I'm kind of changing the weight day to day. I'm even like, when I go to Lake Fork tomorrow, I'm going to have a 3/8, a 1/2, and a 3/4 ounce jig all ready to go. And I'm going to start fishing. I'm going to fish a little bit of all of them until I get a bite or two. A week ago, we were getting a bit better on 3/4 ounce than we were anything else. Right now, tomorrow, I'm probably going to start with a 3/8 and try to finesse them a little bit. So it is what it is. Captain Ron says Epstein didn't kill himself. And I could not agree more. 100%, we're not going to make this a politics show. But Epstein most definitely did not kill himself. If you people stop it, how insane is it what goes on? It's crazy. He didn't kill himself. Captain is in the house. The Cap is back. What pound test on the ChatterBait? Sorry if I missed it earlier. I like to throw 30-pound braid when I'm fishing around grass. That smaller braid with a thinner diameter cuts that grass better than anything else that I've used. I throw 30-pound braid on my ChatterBait. Who invited Captain Ron? Captain Ron is a party crasher. He don't need no invitation. I'm just going to let you know. We had a crazy snowstorm last weekend, and fishing is done for now. That sucks for you guys. Just come on down to Texas, book a trip with us. We'll get you out there on the water and have a good old time, buddy. Have I hit the stumps with the jig yet in the backs of creeks like Jonathan Boland was talking about in our seminar? I have not, and I've said this, I've answered this a couple times, but the deal is I'm waiting on old J-Bo to come back down here or me go up there, and I want to do it with him. The first time I do it, I want to do it with him. I'm not a big fan. I don't really do well on taking information from others. I kind of have to learn it myself, or I need to be present in the boat to learn it. I can't really take information from this guy and then take it and use it myself and do it very well. It's never really worked out for me very well. Do we have a seminar tomorrow night? Absolutely, we have a seminar tomorrow. It's our big Christmas special. You got to come. Listen, if you're in the Lake Fork area, we have a free seminar where we talk bass fishing tips, answer questions live in person at Lake Fork Marina Friday, 6 p.m. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. we'll be there. We do them every 2 weeks. Tomorrow's our big Christmas special. We're going to have multiple guests. Rumor has it there might be a certain captain back in the house that's hanging out with us tonight. We've got giveaways. We're going to try to have enough giveaways for everybody depending on how many of you crazy folks show up. So we're trying to get a bunch of giveaways together. We got a lot. Hopefully we have something for everybody. Please come see us. We'd love to see you. Going to Lake Welsh for the first time this weekend. Can you run it open or should I be cautious? Okay, a couple things you need to know. First, when you're launching your boat, trim your motor way up because Lake Welsh is way low and there's a high spot right behind where you launch your boat from all the power loading over the years. So you need to have your motor trimmed way up when you back off your trailer or you will dig your motor in reverse right into that gravel and dirt and stuff. Second, again, the lake is very low. It will be very obvious to you very fastly that you do not run anywhere right now on Lake Fork or on Lake Welsh. If you don't know, there's only a few places that even I can run. Heath Taylor will only run in a few places right now, and Heath has been fishing that lake since he was a kid. So you do not want to go running wide open on Lake Welsh. Absolutely not. Don't get on plane at all unless you know what you're doing. What's up, D-Money? D-Money talking to us tonight. We appreciate you stopping in, D-Money. Curtis Loden said, I refuse to throw certain baits. I mean, it's kind of like me in a drop shot. I'm not going to do it. I just not. You kick my butt on it. I just don't want to do it. I'm not interested. Shout out from Southeast Kansas. We appreciate that, Southeast Kansas. You think crankbait with a rattle, one knocker, or silent this time of year? Right now, there's not a lot of people fishing. There's just not. So I like to go with the old school BB rattle. And I kind of stick with the old school BB rattle a lot because, you know, one knockers got so popular there for a while. It was almost like the BBs became the different deal to do. I'm always trying to do different. I think silent is a good option. There's no right or wrong answer to that. Each lake will even be different on that. And a lot of it depends on how much pressure. When you've got no pressure, it probably doesn't really matter. It really probably doesn't matter. I would definitely go with noise if you have no pressure on the lake. If you got a lot of pressure on the lake, then silent becomes a very valid option, or doing something different than everybody else is doing. Woo, man, you guys are dropping. The comments are coming in hot tonight, folks, and I really appreciate it. Have you done any videos on how to locate grass in deeper water when you can't see it? I don't think we ever have done it. It's on the list. As soon as I get the opportunity, I will do that. It is on the list. We may have covered it before. I can't remember if we have, so definitely going to hit that up. That is a great, great topic. Thank you very much for that. John Denny, thank you. Colton Dock said he's been pitching a tube Carolina rig just to be different. That's different. That is different right now for sure. Hummingbird setup coming. We're going to do a Hummingbird video. Captain Ron just got a new boat today. Captain Ron just got his new ride today. It looks awesome. It is sick. It is Skeeter and it is nasty. I'm just telling you. So Hummingbird, he's got Hummingbirds on his. I don't run Hummingbirds. He does. That's perfect because we can cover both. And we're going to do a Hummingbird setup video when he does his original setup on the Hummingbirds. That should be good. N5 KDA representing for the home team says there's 82 watching but only 11 thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. I never have asked for a thumbs up on live, but I am going to now because he queued it up. Give me a thumbs up if you're enjoying this live stream, if you like the information we share. If you like hanging out with me on a Thursday night, bump that look at them. Ding, 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 hit the thumbs up. I love seeing it. That's awesome. How's the fishing in Little Caney? It's a great creek. It's a great creek. The thing about Little Caney, it's almost like a lake in of itself. So there's a little bit of everything. So no matter what pattern we're doing, somewhere in Little Caney, you can kind of find that pattern. That is one of the things I like about Little Caney. So there's always something going on in Little Caney that's good. I will tell you this. The back of that creek, they sprayed the absolute fire out of it at the end of summer. And it really killed a lot of the grass back there, unfortunately. It killed almost all of it, unfortunately. But they sprayed the heck out of it back there at the end of summer. So I really have not been going way back in Little Caney like I usually do. Can I get a Go Tigers for you and old Z-Dub? Never going to happen. I give a thumbs up at the end so I can follow along. Man, I appreciate that. Hey, respect. I respect that. Mark Chambers said he's got a purple and gold chatterbait. I know what that'll catch, but I'm not allowed to say it right now. Okay, let's thumbing down. Somebody's thumbing down right now. Oh. Lux, 7.2, medium heavy, moderate fast. Okay for chatterbait? Yes. Yep, that's a good chatterbait rod. That's a really good chatterbait rod if you put it on fluorocarbon and you're not fishing a lot of grass. If I was going to fish grass in the Lux series, I really like that 7.3 heavy with a 30-pound braid. It's a 7.3 heavy, but it's a little bit lighter reaction than most heavies on that 7.3 heavy in the Lux series. So, I saw this question buzzed by earlier and I didn't get to it. Alabama rig rod. So, this is a one-off that I throw a lot. And this is not a production rod that you can buy, but it's 1 inch different. The 8-foot heavy moderate fast. This is a 711 heavy, but it's just a one-off. This is a Lux series that has a handle. This isn't one of their production ones they sell. This is just one that I've got. But the 8-foot heavy is the production model that I throw. Lux series 8-foot heavy with a moderate fast tip is my Alabama rig rod, and it is a good one. And also the Lew's heavy duty, Lew's Super Duty LFSG, small profile reel, holds a ton of line, casts super long, great reel for big heavy baits like an Alabama rig that you're making super long casts on big swim. I throw big swim baits on this reel, all that kind of stuff. That's the Lew's Super Duty LFSG. I like it because it's not one of those, it's a deep spool, big spool, holds a ton of line, but it doesn't have that big profile and feel awkward in your hands like a lot of those big bait reels do. Nick Cavazos says join us. You have my favorite name on the out of all the viewers that we see here all the time, Nick. Just so you know, I like saying your last name. Someone told me power poles are fading out, but I don't think so. There's less people using them. People are taking to not putting power poles on their boat to try and save money because they have these spot locking trolling motors now. For me, no thank you. I need my power poles. First and foremost, I need them at the boat ramp, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, need them at the boat ramp. Second, though, when I'm fishing shallow, I don't want a spotlight. Those trolling motors are so stinking. Now, I've got spoiler alert, I've got a new Lowrance Ghost trolling motor coming, and my mind may change once I fish with that. But that Minn Kota Ultrax is so dang loud. Like, I want to be quiet in shallow water when I'm sitting still. So, no way could I do without power poles. Now, like I said, if Lowrance Ghost trolling motor lives up to the billing and is as silent as they say it is, then it may solve some of those problems. What Carolina rig rod do I prefer? I like the 7.7 heavy sensory series. Any of my baits that I'm dragging on the bottom going real slow, I like the rod that has a lot of sensitivity, and the lightest, most sensitive rod I've ever fished with is without a doubt the sensory series. So I like the 7.7 heavy sensory series. It's the longest sensory series model they have. It's a really good Carolina rig setup. Got to have power poles. You got for spawning fish. They don't like the trolling motors. That's right. Power poles will always be on my boat, even if now that I think about it, power poles will always be there no matter how quiet this Lowrance trolling motor is, because I gotta have power poles when I'm sight fishing. And y'all know how I am about that sight fishing. If Captain's still on here, he will tell you it is out of control with me in the sight fishing. I'm just letting you know. It gets a little loose sometimes. Somebody said they got a Lose Tournament MB for $80 on Tackle Warehouse. That is the deal of the century. That reel, I could literally fish with all Lose Tournament MBs. It is a phenomenal, phenomenal reel. That's an amazing price for that reel. All right, I'm going to try and scroll back up. Man, y'all have dropped some comments tonight. Can you use the same rod for a jerkbait as you would for a crankbait, and what kind of rod would you use? I would not use the same rod for a jerkbait that I use for a crankbait. Maybe like I could use it for like a little small square bill, but some of these bigger square bills and that Movement 80X and deeper crankbaits, I do not want to use the same rod on a crankbait I do for a jerkbait. I would like a little bit stouter rod on those baits. A jerkbait, I'm going to use my lightest, most whippiest rod that I have for a jerkbait. I really want, that's going to make the action better on a jerkbait. It's also going to allow me to load the fish up better. It's going to give me a bigger shock absorber when the fish shakes its head and all that good stuff. I throw my jerkbaits on a 610 medium action is what I like to throw a jerkbait on. Who do you recommend for Garmin Live Scope setup help? YouTube. I don't know anybody. I really don't. I really don't know anybody to help you set up a Garmin Live Scope. Bill Dance, I guess if you got his phone number, that'd probably be a good one to call. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I don't have better help than that. I apologize. What is my favorite rod and reel? Woo, woo. That's a big question now. That's a big, big, big question right there. That's a tough one. My favorite reel is the Tournament MB. The Lose Tournament MB is my favorite reel. My favorite rod is the Century series, but I don't know which model to pick. I really like the 7.7 Heavy, and it's so light that I can actually throw like a weightless Cinco on it and not have an issue. I wouldn't be able to throw a wacky worm on it though. That would be a problem. I would probably have to go with the 7.3 Heavy Century series. It would be my favorite rod. My favorite reel would be a Lose Tournament MB. Am I going to get live sight? Lowrance, yes, I'm going to get the Lowrance live sight, 100%, I'm getting that. Do I have an update on the Smash Tech family after their loss? So, just to be clear, we made this video on the 1-year anniversary of the loss of Stan. So we went through that last year. Heath went through that in a hard way. It hit him hard, but yeah, I mean, listen, we miss Stan every day. We love Stan. Stan was irreplaceable in every way you could ever imagine, as good a man as you'll ever meet. And we're going to do our best to honor him going forward for sure. But no, that was a year ago. We have had time to kind of pick up the pieces as much as you could and move on from that. So everybody's good. Everybody's good. Everybody's, you know, just thankful for what we do have and thankful for the time that we did get with Stan. On the new Skeeters, will they change the Humminbirds to Lowrance, or are you having to do it yourself? Well, I'm not having to do it myself. I know it's backwards, but Nautical Mile Marine is taking care of all that for me. I'm actually going to be part of the Lowrance team going forward, and they're taking care of it. Nautical Mile's taking care of all this stuff for me, just like they would for you or anybody else. The boat that I got from Skeeter is not a package boat. It's not one you can go buy in the store ready to go. My Skeeter that I'm getting, my FXR 20, is a custom ordered Skeeter FXR, custom colors. I got 2 power poles. I got my Lowrance graphs. I got it set up just the way I want it set up. And Nautical Mile is making all of that happen. And Skeeter and Nautical Mile are doing a great job taking care of me on that. And they would do a great job for you guys as well. So cannot recommend Nautical Mile enough. If you need a boat or you need something done to your boat, you need maintenance done, this is the best service team I've ever dealt with, and it ain't close. They are unbelievable over at Nautical Mile. So if you need anything with a boat, whether even duck boats, pontoon boats, they do it all, man. They will take care of you on a boat. Is there a specific reason for going with a 20 instead of a 21? There is a specific reason. If you've ever seen my boat, Old Dark Night, she's been running hard. We've been fishing a lot lately, fishing long days. I left the house at 5:30 this morning, and I got back at 7:15 tonight. We've been running long days. The Dark Night, she's just in such a hurry, she ain't in here. But if you've ever seen it parked in here, that's an FX20. And the motor's in that corner, and the nose is in this corner, and she's kind of a little bit sideways. It's because the 21 don't fit in the old Big Bass Dojo over here at your Lake Fort Guide Castle. Yeah, that's why. It doesn't fit in my garage. That was a really long way of telling you it doesn't fit in my garage. Oh, I gotta control the old spitter there. My bad for that, guys. Why the big square bill over the movement 80? Too much action on the movement? No, definitely not too much action. I like all the action on the movement. The big square bill is here because it gets deeper. I'm fishing this around creek channel, like ditches and drains, creek channel edges, where the creek channel gets down to like 6-7 feet, 5 feet. That movement 80X only is going to dive 2 feet tops. That's the best you're going to get it. This will actually get down to 5 or 6 foot. That's why I'm using that 3.8. If you use the right line, you can even get a little bit deeper than that, really. You always match the trailer to the jig. I do. The one time that I kind of contradict that is I will throw a black and blue jig with like a real bright electric blue trailer whenever I have really dirty water. And that it really isn't a contradiction because there is that same color blue in the jig, but it does, like when you hold it and look at it, there's a contrast. But I always match my jigs other than that one exception. Move the dude in the corner. He don't take up that much room. Somebody said move the dude in the corner and get a 21 foot. We have Old Red and the Dark Night. What's the new name going to be? Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to post pictures of it the day I get it on Instagram, and we're going to have a naming contest. And the one that I like the best is the one we're going to go with. That's what we're going to do. Jack Attack 70 said, you must not watch this channel because he just asked me, when is the drop shot bite going to pick up? 2000 and never in my boat. Just, y'all know, man, I don't know why I hate the drop shot so much. I just do. But I don't know. I would imagine there's a drop shot bite right now. I guess. Can't wait to see pics. I will definitely be posting pics. Hey, go check out Captain Ron's social media stuff. Go check out Captain Ron, Big Bass on Instagram. Check out, I believe it's Captain Ron on Facebook as well. Go check that out. He is posting pictures of his brand new boat he just got today. Tomorrow, my boat will be here at the end of January. That's when mine's coming. I thought it was going to be earlier than that, but Skeeter is selling and building so many FXRs that they're actually a little bit behind over there, taking a little bit longer than anticipated. So, but they let me know that way in advance because Skeeter does everything the right way. But yeah, I'll have my new boat at the end of January. Jared K, I haven't got Instagram. No. Facebook, if you get Jared K, if you got Facebook, Captain Ron's going to post his pics on Facebook as well. You can fish the drop shot on a bait caster. You don't have to use the. I'm aware that, listen, especially when I tournament fished, like I did fish the drop shot at times, and I did it on a bait caster. I ain't using those spinning rods, boys. I'm gonna tell you, even with a weightless wacky worm, I'm throwing on a bait caster. Hint about January fish like you. Is there a hint? Y'all want a hint for the? We do. We've got a big release coming January 1st for the Fish Life app. I'm really, man, I've been working. When I get done with this deal, I'm gonna go in there and work on it some more. We're working our butts off here at the end of the year trying to get it ready. And it's going to come down to the last second, I'm telling you. But we're going to do it because I said January 1st, so we're going to do it January 1st. Hint. It will be very social. That's the hint. Wife is getting on you because you're not helping with the Christmas wrapping. There's an easy solution to that, right? Like, you just do the worst job, even whatever you can imagine being the worst job, do like 10x worse than that, and then she'll just be like, you know what, I'll handle it. You got to set low expectations in life, boys. You'll never disappoint people that way. That's how I do things. Hook up with someone on Table Rock. I would love to have a Table Rock edition of the Fish Life app. But we have very high standards. It takes the right person. And a lot of the people that are good enough to meet our standards don't really want to share their information, if I'm being honest with you. It's kind of how that works, unfortunately. How do I wrap a fishing rod to make it not look like a fishing rod? You put it behind the tree and hope they don't see it before the day. I don't know. That's an impossible question to answer. Colton Doc said, this is why I come here. Excellent wife advice. It's not just wife advice, folks. It's also life advice. Listen, not only am I a president of this club, I am also a member. So somebody said, that's how I got out of wrapping gifts as well. Greatness. Love it. Here's the deal. I've gotten out of wrapping Christmas gifts. I've gotten out of cooking, laundry, probably a few other things that I'm forgetting by just being really, really, really bad at it. It works really well. I really hope I just realized, I really hope my wife never decides to watch it. You know what? Never mind. She's definitely not going to watch this live stream. Man, you guys are awesome. We've gone a long time tonight. This has been great. Captain Ron dropped in for a little while. We appreciate that. We appreciate all of you. John Denny, Mike Walden, Fishing Midwest. All you guys that I missed. If I didn't call your name, man, hey, I appreciate you guys so much for joining us tonight. I appreciate everything y'all do. Listen, we want to grow this channel. We want to continue. And it's not about I want to be a big deal or I want to make a lot of money. It ain't got nothing to do with that. It is truly the passion that I have for trying to help others catch more and bigger fish. I feel like that is my life's purpose. That is what I do. I want to help people catch big fish. I want to love my fellow man. That's what I want to do with my life. And you guys are the one that allow me to do it. So thank y'all so much for allowing me to do that. And I would really appreciate it if you help me grow it by sharing this. Share these videos everywhere you can on different social media outlets. Tell your friends. Drop that thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. Like it. That gets it out to more people. Drop comments. That gets it out to more people. All that stuff helps. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And remember, set low standards. You'll never disappoint anybody. We'll see you next time right here on your Lake Fork Guide.